Heyo everyone, Hexi here. I know I've been away for a while. I sent in my power supply to get it fixed, and it was supposed to take 1 week. But Asus went and stabbed me in the back and took a whole month to fix it. That aside, let's get down to some retro gaming and I can tell you about the rest of my issues. Heyo, Canarian. Welcome to the stream. So anyways, yeah, my computer issues tend to be something like, there's some weird flickering and missing graphics in my games, and I'm pretty sure that it's got something to do with drivers. It seems very likely that it's a software issue and not an actual hardware issue. So, I'm gonna have to figure out which driver's broken and how to fix it. I'm getting really tired of all these fucking computer errors, though. And I'd really like to, at this point, just pay someone to do it for me. Yeah, I put the donation link in my profile. It's there next to the Patreon and the Ko-fi links. You can find the Streamlab link. Right now I'm just playing some Rockin Kats. I played this a lot whenever I didn't have my computer. I also got my old original computer set up and was able to run a virtual machine to play Demonbane. So I got some footage of that for you guys. I was also able to get some footage of good old 3D Space Cadet Pinball. That was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure everyone grew up with 3D Space Cadet Pinball. I also was testing shit earlier, and I tried to play a game of Scott Pilgrim on Xbox 360, and that was missing sound effects. And I just blame that on whatever driver's making my graphics fuck up. I'll show you guys some of that in a bit. Oh. Can't believe Willie's coming as fast as he can. Unfortunately, this boss takes a lot of hits to beat. Usually with Nintendo games, it's like 3 hits and you win. Not with Rockin Kats. Hang on. Gonna do a little bit of cheating again. Just infinite lives so that this is easier. Sure you don't want to see me go through the same stages over and over. Or maybe you do. One way or the other, though, we're beating this boss. But enough about me. What have you guys been doing while I was gone? Has anything interesting happened? Did I miss out on anything? There's a very specific timing to this game in order to avoid attacks. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're getting some game sessions in. Um, let's take a look-see. Oh, yep. I do believe I did. I wonder why there wasn't an alert. But hey, you're the stream boss now. You can see in the donation jar, there's a little, there are tokens. I'm gonna have to figure out how to set up little alerts for when people donate. Just more work to do, I suppose. Thank you very much, Kadarian. Yeah, even if my computer's going to shit, I'm gonna try my best to make these, future streams more entertaining. I mean, I would think by now someone would have come up with some sort of software that can test your graphics card and your RAM and all that and tell you exactly what's wrong with the computer, but no, no one's come up with that. And the majority of my PC is Asus products, so I thought maybe Asus would help me. But nah, they just hung up on me after I got my power supply RMA'd. I know, the world's cruel and unusual, right? Let me see if there's a way to turn off that graphic flickering in here. That would be a sprite limit. And I think I can... Yeah. There we go. Remove sprite limit. And now this game should stop flickering so much. But that's an emulator issue. I wish all my flickering problems were that easy to fix. But I've got lots of videos for you guys to behold. Both of technical issues and of some of the stuff that I've just been working on while I was gone. Oh. Well, I think you guys are starting to get how this game goes. So here, let me just, let me murder him already. You won't believe how many HP points this guy has. Like, I know he's got a memorizable Mega Man pattern, but seriously. He had like 16 hits. How was I expected to beat all that? There you go. That's the first episode of the, fake TV show of Rockin Kats. There we go. Well, considering it's a Nintendo game, like Bowser, you beat him just by hitting the axe. Legend of Zelda, you hit the dragon in, like, the head. Then you hit its other head, and then you kill its body or something. But not Rockin Kats. Rockin Kats has to make things difficult. This game makes me feel like I'm playing an angry video game nerd episode or something. Only thing that's missing is someone shouting, "Ass!" And then they make you go back to the start of the level. That's to be expected, though. It is Nintendo hard, after all. I'm just gonna be a little cheeky. Just a little cheeky Hexi maneuver. No need to worry. Yeah, see what I mean? Bosses in this just have entirely too much health. That's okay, though. Nowadays, we've got crack methods in order to get through them. Okay, well, sorry for zoning out there for a minute. I got absorbed. Let me show you guys some of what I've been dealing with, though. Go ahead and close this. Here's my weird graphics flickering issue. Yeah, I know, I did get absorbed in the games. Oh, whoa. Video, what are you doing? You're taking up the whole screen. Hold on. Let me just move this to the foreground so I can rescale it. But yeah, I think you guys can see my problem. This is what's going on in VR for me. I'm just getting these weird texture flickers. And it's not so good. Whoa, video, what are you doing? Full screening on me all the time. It's whatever. But yeah, I got the old Windows XP on a virtual machine. The only problem is, the virtual machine kinda ran like shit. Not even gonna lie. But hey, we got 3D Space Cadet Pinball. I just figured I'd show you this as a little blast from the past, you know? Hey Kit, welcome. Nice to have ya. We just got done showing off the graphic glitching that I'm going through, and now I'm just showing off some of the stuff from the virtual machine that I was playing on. Oh, hold on. Supposed to be music in the game. And I have a feeling that the music wasn't playing, and that's why I restarted it. But yeah, I hope this elicits some sort of sensation of nostalgia for you guys. I remember playing this all the time. This was like a Windows 98 staple. And after Windows XP, they just kinda lost the rights to it or something. And haven't been able to put it in Windows since. Weird Captain Crunch game? Only serial-based video game I know about is Chex Quest. But yeah, while I was gone, I had plenty of time to put the old computer back together, install Windows 10 on it, get a virtual machine up and running, and put Windows XP on. Unfortunately, the old computer is using a old GTX graphics card. It's that old, it came before the R. So, it didn't run Windows emulation very well. I wanted to just install Windows XP natively on the computer, but there were no drivers for Windows XP. So I had to go with Windows 10 and then emulate Windows XP. The old computer was in that weird place of too new to have Windows XP on it, and too old to run the virtual machine properly. I was thankfully able to get to play Demonbane on the old PC though. It doesn't run the greatest, but it runs. Yeah, there should be a chat sound. Are you not hearing it? Yeah, there should be like a little AOL badoop. Oh? It's loud, huh? I'll keep an eye out for the next time that it goes off and adjust the volume. Really? You guys are hearing it, but I don't? It's weird. Because I've got the little volume mixer for the sound effect. I might have to go on Streamlabs to adjust it. Hold on. Yeah, as you can see, the game didn't exactly run very well. There's a lot of stuttering in this. Okay. The chat volume was at 25%. I've turned it down to 15%. Also, check out these finishing moves. This game is just so stylish. Okay, good. This was whenever I got to the pre-fight mission. All of these fights have to be unlocked by beating them through the game. And there was one in particular that was too hard for me to beat, especially with the lag. whenever I was recording. Anyways, guys, let me know if the chat sound is better now. It should be down at 15% volume, and I'm hoping that's quiet enough. Otherwise, I can lower it to 10 or 5%. Now with this particular boss fight here, he has one move whenever he gets low HP, where he can instantly end the fight and kill you with one shot. However, you have to actually let him pull off the move, and it has a really long wind-up time. Yeah, I like Nitro as a company. I just wish that they would, fix this game so that you can play it on modern systems. I'm pretty sure they took down my archive.org link of the game. That or somebody else did it on their behalf. Okay, let me cut the sound volume in half once more. There we go, it should be adjusted. Here's the bit where I was trying to demonstrate the boss's final attack, and he really didn't want to pull it off. Basically, I had to get him down to no HP before he used the ability. So then he does that, little magic circle flies up into the air, he melts into a pool of blood, and Yog Sothoth, the doors of destiny, open up. And it instantly one-shots you. Yeah, having the whole giant robots and Cthulhu mythos mix up in this game, really cool. I like the premise. And then here we've got Aeon. He's one of the cheapest mechs that they let you pilot. You can just summon infinite swords and throw them at the enemy. If there's one thing to learn from this game, it's that you shouldn't bind sound effects to button presses. Because every time you charge up your magic or defend or launch an attack, there's an associated sound effect that plays with it. So yeah, just if ever you were programming a video game, don't do that. And is the volume for the video too quiet? I can raise that up if you need me to. I just set it down to the same volume that I record videos at, so I was trying not to blow your ears out. But every time I do one of these, people always say that I'm too quiet, that I need to be louder. So I kind of try to counteract that by making the video quieter in the background. And I have myself boosted by 3.5 decibels, which I think is like 120% or something. Welcome back. Good to have you. But yeah, I hope this video here kind of explains why I really wanted to play this game again. Okay, let me turn up the video volume. There we go, now it's at -18. I've got a pretty big fancy one on my desk. It's just it has some weird peculiarities to it. And also I think part of my issues with audio come from the computer itself. You know, those weird driver issues that make my graphics flicker. I have a feeling they affect my audio as well. It just seems to be CPU stuttering in general, and I'm hoping it's not a motherboard or CPU issue. Those are the last things that I want to replace on this computer, but that might be the issue. That it's either a motherboard issue or a CPU issue. Because I only just found out about the BIOS update that makes it so that your motherboard does not send too much current to your CPU, which just was an issue with this board. Asus originally had it set up so that it was accidentally sending too much voltage to your CPU, and in one of the videos I saw, someone's CPU had like actually exploded on the backside. Thankfully, CPU coolers are able to keep all of that from flying out of the computer and like obliterating you. Like, do you remember back in the day there were those horror stories about the CD trays on computers? they'd spin the CD so fast, and if it skipped, it could potentially shatter and fling shards of plastic out of your PC at you. I remember those stories. Also, while I had free time, I was able to get my Nintendo Switch put back together. So now I can play Switch games. And that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. Like, I've got the well-endowed Princess Peach mod installed on Princess Peach's Showtime. And I don't know if I can even show that on YouTube. But I wanted to know if you guys would be okay with me doing, like, age-restricted streams, or just doing more mature content like that. I don't know if I can get away with it on YouTube. YouTube censorship policies are kind of restricting. And I was considering maybe YouTube just isn't the place for my kind of content. I'm not entirely sure. I was thinking of looking into Kick, but I don't know if they're better or worse than YouTube. I know Twitch is pretty bad, especially for VTubers. And I don't know, is Rumble still a thing? Because that could be an option, but I'm not sure. Lots of things are up in the air. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. And in this fight, you get to play as the evil bad guy for one mission. I just thought that was a really neat feature of this game, to spread out the variety of robots that you can control. You can fight as Demonbane, Demonbane Twin Blade. There's a flying robot called Ambrose. And you get to play as the bad guys Liber Legis. And then there's Aeon. So you've got like 5 pilotable mechs, and then they let you control the fabulous Dr. West's super robot as well for one mission. That's the bonus mission that I couldn't beat though. Yeah, I don't think Princess Peach will be too much of an issue if I age restrict it. But, I just don't want to push my luck with YouTube too much or they'll ban the whole channel, you know? So I've got to be careful.
Yes, Master. いつこまでも。
世は乾いたり。いやいやいやいや。
And then, of course, Liber Legis here gets 3 whole finishers, so I had to replay the mission a few times. But yeah, I want to play more of the sort of things that I enjoy, the kind of content that I want to watch, and I'm getting the feeling that a lot of that stuff just won't fly on YouTube. Some of the more out there mods that I've downloaded.
アルゲンティウムアストルム。
縫い止めろ。まだに歌え。かけろ。かけろ。逃がします。砲弾よ。轟け。
And of course, it would be nice to be able to actually play Crushing Force without getting censored as well. But I know that a lot of the content in that game is also not YouTube safe. But I'll do some research. Look into some of the other streaming services and just see if there's any way that I can finagle it so that I can get on a better streaming app. I'll let you guys know where I go. Obviously, for now though, I'm just gonna be playing like old Nintendo games and PS2 shit, and we can do that here on YouTube, of course. Let me just fast forward a bit to the finisher. Here's his absolute zero freeze. And then, of course, let me pull up a different video here. Here is the man himself, fellow supervillain Dr. West, who pilots his robots with a guitar. He built himself an android sidekick, and she proceeded to fall in love with the main character of the series. ロケットにまたがったジェーンが太陽の黒点をどうにかしよう。そして太陽に特攻したジェーンは太陽に特攻したのだが宇宙人に助けられたのでちょっと溶けかかっていたが太陽に特攻した割にはそれなりに無事だった。まったくタフガイな陰媒だぜ。トリチウムをよこせ。Yeah, he also has a tendency to use innuendos when describing his robot's weapons. It has a super long, super hard, super thick drill.
パーウエスト無敵ロボ28号スペシャル皇帝の紋章
So of course he's one of my favorite supervillains. Well, not so supervillains. He's a comic relief villain like me.
撤退だ
So is it any wonder that I wanted to just be sort of like a side villain like Team Rocket or whatever?
どうするあれ
片付けるしかねえだろうが。
やれやれ
うわ来たであるな魔導探偵
But yeah, let me just stop that there. Show you some of the other stuff that I was working on whenever I had the other computer set up. So this was me installing heavy gear, and I just wanted to show you guys what some of these 90s ass installers looked like. Because this is how you installed games in the 90s. It had all this ridiculous future loadout stuff, and then, boop, regular setup bar comes up. But we get all this cool scrolling text and the digitized background and everything. And I almost considered action controls for a second there, and then I was like, nah. Gotta play the game the way it was intended. Then it told me that my CD-ROM drive wasn't fast enough, even though it was a virtual drive. And then it proceeded to install anyway. Got like music, and it's got all these cool graphics going on. I miss this shit. Now you just push a button on Steam and wait for it to download. It's so boring. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the game to actually play, but I was able to watch the introductory cutscene, so here's that.
Contact. I have contact inside the perimeter. Tower confirmed. Over.
Roger, Sentry 1 confirmed. One contact at 129er, over.
Taking fire. Unknown enemy. Possibly O1MG Hunter.
Roger that, Sentry 1. All units on full alert. Perimeter is breached.
Target acquired. I've got him.
I tried to pull up the videos for it, but that didn't work. For whatever reason, you can't play them outside of the game. Oh well. Oh, that one's the Space Cadet Pinball video again. Was
Eisenberg, but the committee is still
Oh,
waiting
here
to
we
see
go.
progress.
I tried to get
We've made
Alien
considerable
versus
strides in
Predator
deciphering
working,
the alien chemistry.
but
The committee wants commercial applications.
as you'll see,
You promised
this game
cures.
also
Instead, they hear
ran
stories
very
of unauthorized
poorly
research.
on the
There's even a
virtual
rumor you want to
machine.
try to harness and control the hive.
I'm not responsible for what politicians
Thankfully,
choose to
there's a
do.
I
website
would hate to see
online
your
that
attitude
claims
jeopardize your
to be
future
able to
here.
get it
I'm
working
not
on
about to let this
modern
project get away
hardware,
from me. File that in your
but
report.
it takes a real load of, you know what, to get it to run. See, look at this stuttering, this frame rate.
You're late. What's that?
The package is larger than normal, so is your payment. As always, do not open it.
Scan completed. Report inconclusive. Target is shielded.
I don't like this.
Captain required on deck.
I'll be right out. What's the problem?
Richter, General Rykov wants to see you, now.
You gotta be kidding. I'm scheduled for departure in 15.
Schedule's changed. Get moving.
Oh, come on, Lloyd. Give me a break.
Let's go, Hotshot.
Warning. Contaminant detected in cargo hold.
Sorry about that. Had a little, something in my throat. Ugh. But yeah, in this game you can like crawl all over the walls and the ceiling. It's pretty great. This is the Alien campaign, of course. But as you can see, it's a little hard to handle whenever the game's running this slow.
Don't sass me, soldier.
Sorry, sir.
Let me skip ahead a little. Here's the Predators campaign. It has even larger maps, so it runs even worse. But you get your spear, you get your claws, you get a cloaking device. Probably one of the best representations of Predator's arsenal in a video game. Also, it has a mechanic where you have to collect enemy skulls for some honor points. You can see the little skull counter down there in the bottom left. You also get all the different types of predator vision. You can also recharge your own energy meter. That's a lot of what Predator's gameplay feels like. Use your cloaking, then when you run out, you just recharge your energy and then recloak. This game has really good dismemberment mechanics. Sort of like how Jedi Academy has, where the enemies' parts just sort of disconnect. You also get a high jump if you crouch and jump, which is pretty funny and reminiscent of the old Predator movie, the original one. How he could just jump up into the trees, you know?
Movement! Where? Negative, I'm still
Then finally there's the human campaign. And let me see if I can find the cutscene for you.
Jammed.
I vote for an airstrike, sir.
Here we go.
Negative.
Look at
The
these
higher-ups want the site intact,
PS1S
survivors or not.
models.
We're cleared for light and medium munitions, but no heavy stuff. That means no airstrikes and no Alice. Sorry, Harrison.
We're supposed to evac survivors?
Our orders are to put out
I
fires,
miss
then
this
dig in and wait
style
for the
of
sixth.
game design, though.
Assuming we last that long.
Beta section
The
will remain
blinking
here
is
until the
just
ground
their
position is
heads
secure.
smushing
All right,
together.
boys, let's roll.
But, you know, they were trying to convey emotions with these animations. I just miss whenever game developers paid so much attention to these sorts of things.
Hold on, boys. Where's the tank facility? We should be right on top of it.
I feel like a lot of animated cutscenes now are very formulaic and by the books. Whereas back then, they were trying to be like actual movies. I mean, this is made by Fox after all. Back whenever Fox Entertainment had their own video game branch.
Johnson, where the hell did you learn to fly?
Flight school.
I don't know if
the
they
same place
still
that taught me
do.
not to fly
They
blind in
might.
hurricane winds.
What'll it take to get airborne?
A landing beacon and wind shear data for a start. Plus the ship's a little beat up. Stabilizers jammed.
But I'm
Fix
pretty
it will
sure
take
the
me an hour,
last
so
couple of
antenna's
Alien
fried,
games
though.
have been
So much for calling down
outsourced.
reinforcements.
Once we control the complex, we'll control an entire subspace array. Hall, red team, get the power online. White team, locate security control. Blackwell, you take Shugi and Harrison and make for the landing bay. We need that wind shear radar up and the landing site clear and powered. Once you've done that, activate the beacon.
You heard the man. Move it.
The loading screen is the bullet counter for the pulse rifle. It's a pretty nice little touch. You know? And then, yeah, the 2 frames per second frame rate really killed me here. I was like, man, I wanted to play some Alien vs. Predator, but no. The universe was just out to get me.
Harrison, run a bypass.
Anyways, there's one more game that I was able to play while I had the old computer out, so let me pull that up. I got the sequel to Sinistar working. I think it's called Sinistar Unleashed or something like that. There he is. Sinistar is now a giant space station with a portal in the middle. Yeah, well, Sinistar's no joke. That's for sure. Especially because the controls for this game are all over the keyboard. It was not a very pleasant gaming experience, I'll tell you that. See, here we go. You gotta bust open the asteroids to get the Cinnabons, just like in the original game. However, now, it's in 3D. So you've got roll controls, turning controls. Heyo, Fetty P. Welcome. But I'm sure you can tell that I'm having some difficulty navigating in this. Like, in order to make your ship go forward, you had to hold down the plus button on the numpad. That's how spread out the controls are. And originally, instead of WASD to move your ship, it was WADX. Because of course you wouldn't press S to go down. That's not a proper, like, X shape or plus sign, whatever. WAXD. I decided to see if I could just shoot Sinistar and kill him that way, but no. Your bullets bounce off. There is a suicide button, though. So if you want to just end your run, you can opt to kill yourself and throw yourself into the vacuum of space. You can zoom the camera in and out, their drones and the ones that shoot at you. And eventually Sinistar's face breaks off the space station and starts chasing you around. It kinda converts into its own spaceship, though. Let's see. These are still the regular fighter ships, but at some point, I actually got Sinistar to chase me around and say his iconic voice lines. Let's skip ahead a little further.
Long-range missiles.
There he is. Yeah, see, he just doesn't look like the old Sinistar. Just a big, spiky spaceship. But he does tell you that he lives and he hungers.
Danger. Low health.
And I got stuck inside him because the controls are terrible. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to this whole time, is just dealing with my computer not being able to power on and playing that sort of thing in the meantime. Like I said, I played lots of Rockin Kats, and let's see what else we can find to play. Just shift over to the BRB screen. Go ahead and take a little break if you want. I'm gonna find another game for us to play, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, and I'm back. So, I feel like this game's a good example of what's going on with my computer not working fully. Like, you can see there are certain parts of the building in the background that are just black boxes. That could be the emulator, but I get the feeling that that's partly my computer's fault. Like the CPU's weird driver issue. This is Crusher Makochan, and it's a weird little Japanese gambling game. I discovered it while I was browsing the what is it? Obscure video games Tumblr, and I was like, I have to play this game. It looks so weird. Got the weird Don Knotts moon in the background. And it's basically just mash buttons to win. I'll do better this time. The reviews for it online say that a lot of this is up to random chance, but you just gotta mash really fast. Aw, man. Having a really hard time of it, it seems. Is there an option for auto fire? I don't know what it is. I was doing great earlier. Let me create a remap. Not to worry, I have an idea. If I just take the right analog here. Yes, I remember the rabbits. Aw. I thought for sure that would work. There we go. Now you can choose to cash out and get your coins, or you can keep going. Of course we're gonna keep going. Oh, you see that black box at the top? I have a feeling that's my computer causing graphics to fail to load. That time I got it powered down. Unfortunately. Yeah, basically if you get a power down, you're as good as dead. That was one of the things that online reviews said, was that you may as well give up if you get a power down. Ah. I really wanted to show you guys the ending of this one, because it's pretty funny. Heyo, welcome to the chat, Kamen Rider Kuga. Nice to have you. I can't believe someone so famous is watching me. Hmm. Whew. I finally got one. And then she flooded the town to put out the fire. Then the Titanic hits the iceberg and she has to punch the iceberg. Oh, if I do it with less coins, it gets easier. Let's see if that, is the case. Oh, maybe if I, try instead of the joystick, I could try the shoulder buttons? Maybe that would work better. Nope. Damn, I can't believe the moment that I want to show this game off, it beats my ass. Maybe I should only be putting in 1 coin. I'm not sure if I'm pushing too fast or too hard or what. There we go, we beat up the skyscraper. Well, I'll figure out how to make it punch faster, and then I'll get back to you guys. In the meantime, though, let me just go ahead and switch over to a different game. Here's another one that I feel like is being affected by my weird CPU issues. Because whenever I play Scott Pilgrim here, I have a tendency to get these weird sound loading issues where like only certain hits will play a sound and other ones are completely silent. See, right now the fist punching sound effect, that works perfectly. If I were to pick up an item though and start hitting them with like a object, then it tends to not play the sounds. I'm not sure why that's happening. But I'm willing to bet it's something to do with my computer's weird graphics flickering issue. Oh, now the sound's working. It wants to make a liar out of me. I was testing this earlier and it wasn't playing sound when I used the trash cans. But yeah, that just solidifies for me that it's definitely a software issue, and I've got to figure out what's wrong with it. Otherwise, I'll have to take it to like a micro center and try to get someone else to look at it. But so far, all my attempts to get help have been, you know, kind of thrown back in my face. It's almost like tech support agents don't care about their customer and just want to take your money or something. But that's a really cynical way of looking at things. But then again, I am a villain, so I probably have a really cynical outlook on life. Oh. Well, at least you guys didn't have to deal with the broken audio in this game. Unlike I did earlier. I really enjoy this one. It's kind of a classic for the Xbox 360. It's a little hard to think of the X360 as a classic at this point, though. There we go, get a good juggle combo going. Bonus area. See, like, are these graphics supposed to be glitched? Probably. I feel like it's part of the aesthetic, but still. Everything makes me paranoid at this point. That would entirely depend on if it has DRM like the current re-release has. They want you to install De Nouveau to play. It's got Pilgrim at the moment. The PC version does. That's why I choose to emulate instead. At least the Xbox 360 version doesn't have De Nouveau. There we go. We can now drum people to death. I just like how excited Kim looks to be beating people up with stuff. The dilated pupils and everything. entirely sure how I called in knives for the support, but it was pretty sweet. Geez, how much longer does this level go on for, though? Well, I guess that was the end? Maybe? Nope, we're just on the subspace highway. Loads of money. No, Knives is the name of one of the characters in this game. Oh. There we go. Get a good rhythm going. go. I was gonna say, it would be real embarrassing if I lost to Matthew Patel at the start of the game. Those succubus girls were so annoying, though. Spinning around and not getting kicked. And then we ride off on the Superstar, just like in Kirby. But yeah, I think that's enough to show off what's going on here. Let's see, is there anything else you guys want to see? I think I've explained my situation pretty well. Well, there was a game that I was planning for my last stream before my computer's power supply conked out on me. So here, let me show you guys this. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. It finally loaded. I feel like that too could have been an issue with my CPU, where it's just stuck on the PlayStation starting sound effect. Because that was supposed to end earlier, and it just kept ba-doo, ba-doo. Anyways, I hope you're ready for Bushido Blade, the ultimate combat simulation game.
The Makochan Dojo of the Narukagami Shinto School is really a secret society of assassins called Kage. Everyone who knew that was sworn to secrecy and not allowed to leave the compound. But one person broke the code of silence and escaped into the ruins of a deserted castle in search of the only way out through the castle tower.
Why is the way out in the tower?
武士道には古来忠義なる絶対の心得がある。しかし
Anyways,
主君が道を外した
this game has a very advanced combat style that requires you to use different stances in order to counteract your enemy's combat moves. It's sort of like rock, paper, scissors. And if you get hit in the head or chest, you're instantly dead. And if you hit an enemy in their arms or legs, they can't use that limb until the end of the fight. So as you can imagine, fights are very fast in this game. Hence the need for the instant replay. She almost got me there with that arm stab.
なぜ拙者を切りに来る？
Basically, at any point, I could be instantly dead. Like that. I feel like I should have gotten him with that headshot, but instead he got me. Oh, he got my leg. Got me with the leg sweep. Got him. It was a gut shot, but whatever. A kill's a kill.
うつせみ殿。よい、それも運命じゃ。うつせみ殿。尊敬つかまっておりました。
You also get head bandages if you get wounded on the head.
Kina?
And you'll notice that your wounds persist throughout the game until a new game.
誰であろうと構わない。
Possibly. And then we just need these cutscenes of the character running around. I'm sure these were very difficult to animate on the PS1. Okay, I think there's one more mission after this. There's only 5 characters in the game. Oh, never mind. That was the end. Like I said, the fights are very fast in this game. I also might have accidentally killed someone dishonorably. Oopsie daisy. Now let's try the Nadochi. See how that handles.
The Makochan dojo of the Narukagami Shinto Shinto school is really...
Yeah, we know.
が暗殺集団を組織しているなんて。秘密を知った以上、僕にも資格が来る。どうしたらいいんだ。
いざ尋常に勝負。初めて人を切った。
Yep. Very realistic.
それでは、ご覚悟。はい。
あなたを切ることになるなんて。
Yeah, one of the mechanics in this game is that you have to practice good honor. So, if you do any dishonorable combat, I think you get barred from the final boss. I think hitting enemies while they're down and while they're doing their intro taunt counts as dishonorable, as well as stabbing enemies in the back. So, you gotta face your opponents head on. Oh. Well, that happened. I love the pixelated blood effects, though. It reminds me of Doom. Here goes the running cutscene again. It's very important to the plot.
Dina. Dina. 僕は逃げずに立ち向かうべきだったんでしょうか。
お前の選んだ道を信じろ。
もう逃げるのはやめます。
But yeah, I think that pretty much catches you guys up, and that's it for Bushido Blade. I mean, there's still 3 more stories, but they pretty much play out the same way. maybe on another stream we'll look at Bushido Blade 2 and maybe come back and play some of the other stories in this one. I don't think there's anything to really unlock in this game, though. At any rate, guys, I've had fun. I hope you guys had fun, too. Ciao for now. And Hexi out.